So in the previous videos, we have seen that how we can install the SQL Server Management Studio and how we can import the AdventureWorks sample databases that contain all the different types of tables and data. So in this video, we'll learn about how we can install the reporting services. For this, you just need to double click and click install reporting services. Choose the first option, free edition. Click next, accept, next. You will need an instance of SQL Server Database Engine to store the report server database because it says that we need a database engine that will store the database for the reporting services, because whenever we will install the reporting services 2019, this reporting services will also need one database, and that database needs to be stored in the SQL Server Management Studio, right? So as we have already installed the SQL Server Management Studio, so that's fine for us. Click next, and here is saying that specify install location. So we will choose the default. So click install, click yes. So now it is installing the reporting services 2019. Because whenever we will deploy a report or create any report, it saves all the deployed reports under one database. So it is installed, and now it is saying that setup is completed. Setup has installed the files you need. You are ready to configure your report server. So now we need to configure the report server so that we can deploy our reports. So click configure report server, click yes, and this is the server name. The report server instance is SSRS. That's fine. Click connect, and then we have to click the service account. So here we will choose network service and click apply. This is done, and go to the web service URL, and here we will keep the default setting. Click apply. So the task is completed successfully. Now we need to click the database, and here we have to configure the database, right? So we will click change database and select the task from the list, create a new report server database. Click next, and here we have to choose the authentication type. So we'll choose the current user, integrated security. This is the server name. Click the test connection, successful. Click OK, and then click next. So the database name is report server. That's fine. We will leave the default setting. Click next. The database report server already exists. Okay, so we'll go because I have already installed this report server in my prior versions. So click previous and click here, choose an existing report server database. Click next, test connection, click next, next. So we will leave the default setting, service credentials, next, next. So now it is configuring the database. Finish. And then we need to click web portal URL. And here we have to click apply. Okay, so that's all what you need until web portal URL. So if we click the report manager, this is the report manager, right? So click this one. So we are getting here the service is not available. The report server can't access your encryption key. You might need to add the server to the scale out group. To fix this issue, we need to go to the SQL Server Management Studio and under databases. So here you can see report server database. So we need to click report server and click the new query. And we need to use one command here, execute delete encrypted content. So we just need to execute. So it is done. So here you can see we are getting the SQL Server Reporting Services Manager, and right now we don't have any report here. So it is now working fine, right? So if you go to the web service URL and click this link, report server. So here is the report server. This is also working fine. This is the server name, and this one is the report server. So we are able to set up the reporting services. So in this video, we have learned that how we can configure the reporting services. So this is the database that reporting services utilize, report server, right? So it contains all the tables that hold information about the reporting services.